But that's a second Aegis down the drain on a fairly squishy hero in the Weaver, who is now up to 3,300 gold. Jacko can work towards his next item. The hero that does need to get farmed, though, is the one that's been dying a bit. Resolution 4 and 5. I would say his farm much more important than the Weaver's as we approach the late game. Already, Jackal is that utility hero. You want Dragonite to be so tanky that he just stands there and absorbs every piece of damage coming his way. Queen of Pain ults, Queen of Pain auto attacks, your Janata crits, your Alchemist stuns. Resolution should just be a gigantic sponge. Mr. Swiffer of his team, if you will. Soak it all up and then dish it back out. And unfortunately, in order to do that, you need the Assault Caress. You need that next item, be it the Heart of Tarrasque, be it a Daedalus, into a Satanic, or Helm of the Dominator. Whatever he wants, he needs more. He needs a lot more. So, I think at this point, Jackal, even if he gets more farmed, there's only so much he can really do. Empire have so many ways to break the Lincolns and deal with them in team fights, unless he gets a BKB. But I don't really like going BKB Lincolns. It's just too much gold into defensive items, nearly 9k, and there's still a lot of physical damage from Empire, even if you get a BKB. Sure, you might live, but you might just be running regardless. So, mainly, I think iCCup, their goals now should be secure farm on the Dragon Knight, maybe try and take the tier 2 top if they can get the positioning right for it, and else wait for Roshan number 3. They really need the Aegis. They need the cheese. Their lineup is not falling off by any means, but just lacking that frontliner. iResolution just didn't last as long as you'd expect in that team fight. And he doesn't have Frost Dragon. That's the other big thing. He is now level 16. Now he's got access to it. And unlike some of the Dragonites we've seen from days past, he has actually skilled it at level 16. Sometimes we've seen them, for whatever reason, just forget to do it. But looking good here for both teams. It's even, it's close. It's game 1 of a best of 3. The Corsair Summer Tour 2013. If you're just joining us, head over to gc.corsair.com and enter for your chance to win a stacked laptop. But on that note, Resolution will get stunned. Dove at the tower. Remember, though, he's the Frost Dragon. They want to bait out his BKB. FNG trying to TP out in the trees. Resolution cannot quite find him. Oh, mama. That was close. Now on the run is Light of Heaven. Jackal giving chase. But the mech is there, keeping Light of Heaven alive. Still chasing. Familiar stun 1. Familiar stun 2. Really, really obnoxious. Jackal, however, with the gem, will do a bit of dewarding. And now he'll find Scandal? Yeah. You're not fighting that Alk. You are most certainly not fighting that Alk. So blow your brain. Well, Aghanims, Blink Dagger's there. I don't think they can kill him without the backup. He's got the BKB. He will pop it, but it's too late. The last stun, however, might turn things around. In comes Scandal. Kill my Queen of Pain. How dare you, he says. Blow your brain. I got your back, brother. And Scandal will find 2 for the price of 1. That was a bargain buster gank for him. That's where you're really sad to be the Queen of Pain and really happy to be the Alchemist. They blew Epicenter for that as well. It seemed like a nice play, but that's where they don't have Sentry Wards in the lane. You really have to be nervous about the Bounty Hunter as well as the Alk showing up out of the blue. So Empire hang on, and when it comes to item progression, their most important hero, the Alk, is the most farmed hero on the map, but not overwhelmingly so. I think he's at that point now where he'll get his Abyssal Blade, and then that's pretty much... You can get the one more item, but you'll want to save for buyback. Probably this is about as big as we'll see Scandal gets. After he gets the Abyssal Blade, that's the window for Empire, where their Queen of Pain has some room to grow, could get a Scythe device. The Bounty Hunter could maybe get that next damage item. Or the BKB. I feel Light of Heaven really could benefit from one. There's so many stuns this game, but just struggling to farm. Vlad's, Phase Boots, Drums, 1 and 8. A BKB and Bounty Hunter is less about actually killing anyone and much more just about being able to stay alive to track heroes throughout the fight and drawing some additional focus fire. That hero's very tanky. 23 armor when he's next to Scandal. Almost as much armor as the Alk, who's got the AC. And now they'll find Resolution in the jungle. Light of Heaven backing off. Stun being channeled by Scandal from across the ravine. Oh, here comes your Sand King. Not prepared for the surprise Scandal. Here we go. Slap. Chop. He's not in ult form, though. He can't quite brain. Always want to fly down. Light of Heaven, maybe not so lucky. Waiting for the Shadow Wall cooldown. He's actually got it. Not choosing to use it yet. He will retreat out, and he will be able to escape in TP. So, an Alchemist BKB for Zilch. Not the best trades for Team Empire. Just, again, struggling to roam as a unit. The lanes are constantly being pushed by the Nature's Prophet, and this is credit to Mag. If it weren't for Mag, I think we'd see Empire, we'd see the Bounty Hunter, the Queen of Pain, and the Dragonite just working, or the Alchemist, not the Dragonite, working together as a triumvirate to find a lot of pickoffs around the map, but because Mag is always pushing in the lane, someone's got to go defend those, and normally you want that farm to go onto one of your 3 most important heroes. The Queen of Pain, the Alchemist, the Bounty Hunter, which means you don't have all 3 of them to gank. And here comes your push. They've got their Frost Dragon online. The Elder Frost Dragon, a fearsome creature. They'll push down the top tier 2. And now they've found Mag. Defensively slept. Here's your stun. Resolution's going to BKB dodge it. Now they've sized Scandal. This could be a disaster. Burrow thrown 2. Scandal to follow. Big Queen of Pain ult from Lawyer Brady. Jumps in. He leaps back out. There's your Epi from Always Wanna Fly. Bringing everyone low. Not finishing everyone off. But iCCup, they found 2. They forced out a buyback. So call it 3 for them. And now they'll get the Leshrac as well. It's 4-0. Alchemist bought back. But to what end, my friends? To what end? Still they march onwards. They've lost their Leshrac. But that is a small price to pay, and they're pushing for the high ground now. I think I said 4. Sand King actually getting picked off there by Queen of Pain on the backside. I think I said 4 for 2, but I guess with the buyback, it's actually a 3 for 2 plus a buyback. Math is hard early in the morning, folks. But we'll see a push top from iCCup working on the creep wave now. Mag, he's got to sight the Vice. That was critical in this fight. If Alk gets off his BKB, I don't know if Empire win the fight, but they take him much more effectively, and they don't have to blow a buyback on him. And the issue is now that he's had to buy back right before Roche respawns. So his buyback on cooldown for a good 4.5 to 5 minutes or so. Call it 5 right now. Roche is going to be up in about 2.5. So if he goes to Roche and he dies, what level is he? He's level 19. He'll be dead for like a good 70 seconds or so. And that means if he dies at Roche and he doesn't have buyback, then Empire probably lose 1, maybe 2 lanes of Rax during that time. They have no tier 2s. Did they use the glyph as well? That's the other question. Glyph cooling down. They used it earlier, not recently. So this Roshan engagement, very important for Empire and also very dicey for them. Now a Daedalus up on Jackal. Now he starts to pack a punch. And the thing is, this Dragonite with an AC, and now a Blink Dagger for resolution. They just haven't been able to burst him down. His BKB, he's been getting off every single fight. And the only hero who can really deal with them is this Alchemist. Now Scandal's got now he's got the crucial item, the Abyssal Blade. With that, maybe can bring down the Dragonite or at least force him back. But it seems to me like iCCup are just getting the jump every fight. And ultimately, it doesn't matter if you have a BKB if you don't get to use it. That item does almost nothing without activation. Items like Heart do, items like Butterfly do, items like BKB don't. And the problem is just the great initiation from iCCup. Now they have a Blink Dagger and Resolution, so call it even better. The Sight Device for Mag still probably the biggest item as far as that initiation goes, but I like the position for iCCup now. They've done a masterful job of just punishing Empire, putting them a bit on tilt, forcing out some unnecessary buybacks, roaming as 3 or 4 at all times, not giving away too many easy track kills. Sure, the score's 26-22, but Light of Heaven has not been involved in a lot of these kills. 1, 8, and 7. The team is 22. He's only been involved in 8 kills directly, and maybe has 2 or 3 track kills on top of that where he didn't get an assist. It's been a low-impact game for Light of Heaven, and just a great overall game plan from iCCup. It's game 1 of a best-of-3, so it's not over yet, no matter how this turns out. Jackal will be spotted out. It's daytime, and he goes. He wants to start this fight the right way. In comes your Blink Dagger. Dragonite immediately gets grip. Didn't BKB, but the BKB will come out now. The grip got canceled somehow, some way. Now Resolution working on Scandal. Scandal held in position for the time being. He's BKB, but he's trapped in the Sprout. He can't do a thing. He'll go down. They do get the Weaver, but 3 dead. Call it the core, the most important here in the Alk, and now everybody's on the run. They're slowing Light of Heaven. There's your Blink. There's your stun. It's 4. This is Roche, and there's no buyback on your Alk. He is on the sidelines for 70 seconds, and they might just go straight down the bottom lane. Weaver buys back immediately. Empire, they smell blood in the water, and these piranhas, they want to take a big bite out of Empire's base, and it looks like they'll be able to do it. Alk dead for 50 seconds. Bounty Hunter, no buyback gold available. 2.5 minutes on the sidelines for your Alk. Roche is up now. And the thing is, Empire, they can take Rax now, and then they can go Roche. So I love this decision-making. Straight for the jugular, and then back for the next meal. iCCup, breaking high ground here in game one, leading 30-23. 39 minutes in. Looking strong, standing together as 4, and pushing the base. Now a Blink, a burrow forward, just buying time. There's no need to actually kill Sunlight. Stalling him is more than enough. The Split Earth comes in. Won't connect, but it's all just about slowing things down. However, if they can find a Bane, well, they'll take it. They've already taken the Rex. Why the hell not? Bane will fall. It could be more soon. Blow your brain. Ag's cooling down soon. Has that Scythe available, but dropping fast to the raw auto attack power of Mag. iCCup. Now, I don't know if they can really go for 3 racks, but maybe they feel they can. They've got a BKB up on Dragonite. Already your Weaver pushing in top. The mid-racks has fallen. This is going to be mega creeps off of 1 bad engagement. That earlier buyback on the Alk really screwing Empire over now. Even if they find 3, 4, 5 track kills, will it matter? Probably not. Light of Heaven on the run. Everybody on the way out, but the damage has been done. The base is completely besieged. iCCups now basically mega creeps. One set of range racks standing, but only for a time. And whenever they want Roche, they have Roche. For Empire, it's time for some sort of all-in game plan. A big smoke, sure, it'll be obvious. You got to go for it. Leave somebody on base defense. The problem is that their supports are just awful at base defense. So maybe this is where Blow Your Brain tries to farm Boots of Travel and join his team. You can keep Boots of Travel in on top of the familiars and join your team at the Roche pit, because Visage can't really counter push. Bane certainly can't counter push. Doesn't matter. It's too late. Aegis is there. Cheese up as well, I believe. Oh, no, this is only Roche number 2. No, it is Roche number 3. Okay. Cheese on the floor. Someone will be taking it soon. Right? We just sick? Anybody? No? Le Fromage? No good? Okay. Well, iCCup is so good they don't need cheese, guys. 31 to 23, 41 minutes in. They're going to beat Empire the good old-fashioned way. They don't want any handicaps. They don't want any dire side advantage. Well, they'll take the Aegis, but that's it. This is gentleman Dota right now. This is honorable Dota from the Russians. And iCCup will push down the middle lane. Mag coming in. Shadow bladed up and looking to go. Who's he going to find first? If he finds FNG, this could be bad, but they really wanted the Alk. FNG will fall in a matter of seconds. Now Skit Jackal to get out. He gets Alk stunned, but in comes Resolution. Are they getting off enough damage? That's the question. They could really use a cheese now on him. Instead, he's got a Reaver. He's getting bashed. He'll go down. They've lost one, but a big blink. Epi, Burrow. It might be too much damage from Always Wanna Fly. This Sand King's got some legs under him now. Jackal diving the fountain. Mag diving the fountain. Just get the damn Mega Creeps. Get the damn throne. They don't want the throne. Now they'll go for the racks. They'll get the last range racks. And with that being said, Jackal will hoof it out of here. Mag, however, might go down. They've lost 2. Do they have buybacks? No buybacks on the dire side. This could be trouble if they end up losing more. Light of Heaven goes invis. Blow Your Brains join the fray. Mag tracked up, but Blow Your Brain. Look at him melt. Look at him explode. Jackal brings him down in a cloud of damage. Raining in the pain. Jamming it in from distance. Now a long duration stun being channeled by Scandal. He'll find one. Can he find more? He tries to man up, but this little Weaver, this little bug bites, but not hard enough. Down he'll go. Down she goes. Empire have held on. They've team wiped Team iCCup. And now it's got to be a headlong rush down the middle lane if they can make it happen. Because otherwise, there are mega creeps on the field. Just saying. Le Fromage might have helped. Cheese is a powerful drug. A very powerful drug. iCCup they live the drug-free lifestyle, though. Nothing but good, clean Dota. Just like us here at Beyond the Summit. Drug-free and proud of it. Although I am sick right now. I could really use some drugs of the pharmaceutical kind. I am a little clogged up in the pipes. But that's neither here nor there. Scandal pushing the top lane now up to 5,400 gold. And he's working towards... At this point, it's really about buyback for Empire, but I feel like they need mass Boots of Travel. You have Visage Familiars. You can sneak 2 of your teammates into the enemy base, or at least deposit them at the tier 2s. And I think the Alk +1, they probably have enough physical damage if they win more fights to start working on taking away tier 2s. They're in no position right now to go for racks. But I think they have enough damage to fight through the backdoor protection of the tier 2s. At least force out a glyph. Now iCCup, they'll pick up another gem. That was another casualty of war in the last fight. The gem went to Light of Heaven. It was the reason why he lived with about 100 HP for so long. If you're iCCup, just relax. Farm your buyback. Okay, they really just forgot about it. I thought they just decided they didn't need it, but they just forgot. Well, they'll find it when they go back for Roche number 4. That's the good news. And then it'll be like it's like you get a Christmas present and then there's an extra Christmas present hidden inside it. That's pretty good. iCCup farming their own jungle. Empire. Really restricted to their base. They just can't leave at this point. If they leave, iCCup will just split push them to death. So they defend. I would like to see sentry wards in each of the lanes, maybe even observers as well. You do not want to get ambushed by the Weaver sneaking in, the Prophet shadowblading and scything someone. If you get one hero picked off and they don't have buyback, could cost you the game. But Team Empire will be fighting on. Weaver now has the buyback cooldown in. They've gone on the bottom lane. They found Scandal. This is that bad initiation. You don't want to give up. Epicenter's there. It's caught everyone. Veil of Discord doing massive damage. What a performance by Always Wanna Fly. But the turnaround comes now. Scandal's found 2. Now slap and chop and make mincemeat as quickly as possible. It's chop suey that he's making right now. He backs up. He goes for Mag at the fountain. They've lost 3, but still the Alk stands. Blow Your Brain to live. And I think if you're at iCCup, this is it. Just go for the throne. You've overwhelmed them. Restrict them to their base. Hang on for dear life while that's happening. Scandal hunting kills. Screw the throne. We want some gold. We want gold. Jackal is going to give up some. Now the throne. Standing on 84 HP. The siege catapults could be the hero, but it's Scandal against the world. He can't stand against these creeps. He's got a Shadow Blade out now. Blow Your Brain says, all man the decks for the time being. There's too many creeps. It's ending soon. It's all coming apart at the seams, but Empire, hang on. The catapult. It'll be the hero. One more shot, and it'll be the death of the throne down to 43 HP. Down she blows. Resolution smiling. He knows the jig is up. Jackal, he wants kills. He doesn't want this throne. He's going to get bashed. He's going to go down. And he just bought back to do it. Oh no. One by one they feed and they can't get the damn throne. Now 30 HP. Still standing. iCCup really doing their best to let Empire back in this game. Weaver needed to hit it once and it would have died. Finally the creeps do what Team iCCup couldn't. And game one is in the book. The books. Whatever. What the hell was that game? I have no idea. But in the end, iCCup take it. 39-35, your final kill score. The gold lead was pretty significant at the end for the dire side. But really, you got to say for Empire, some really questionable buybacks for them. Some poor early movement. I would like to see Light of Heaven get more involved with the team instead of ganking on his own so much. Would have liked to see a BKB on him. He just couldn't farm it. He had one at the end, but was quite late at that. As for iCCup, they also executed really well. They got the early Lincolns on Weaver. That was super essential. The early mech on the Prophet. They snuck Roshan whenever they could. I thought iCCup just looked more like a team, and Empire just looked like a group of individuals. Of course, I'm LD Beyond the Summit. Thank you all for joining me. This is game one of a best of three. If you enjoy my cast, you can follow me. Twitter.com/LDDota. But we'll be right back after these messages. Empire now trailing iCCup 0-1 in the best of three. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Game 2 of a Best of 3. It's Team iCCup versus Empire for the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. Had to think about that just for a second. It's our second winner's bracket match. The winner of this match moves on to play Fnatic EU in the next round. Before we get to that, though, we do have 2 more quarterfinal matches. I'm LDF Beyond the Summit, and with that being said, the draft is underway. Let's get into it. On the Radiant side, it'll be Team iCCup leading 1-0 in the Best of 3. They've got a Treant Protector, and oh god, a Weaver as well. They've got that super, super annoying combo for themselves. Treant was banned out in the last game, but is slipping through this time around. Also want to point out, Lifestealer has been ignored in both of the games here today. On the side of Team Empire, a Bane, an Alchemist, and a Prophet have been selected for them. We can actually run through the full draft. Empire banning out Wisp, Bat, Dragon Knight, and Bounty Hunter. And then iCCup banning out the Visage, Darkseer, OD, and Rubik. So, overall, for Empire, they've added a Nature's Prophet to their side. They do go with the Alchemist Bane combo again. Strong single-target ganking combo. I think I mentioned the main thing I didn't like from, I believe it was Scandal playing the Alchemist. Yeah, Scandal's Alchemist last game was, didn't take any points in Access Barrier. And that spell is just way too good not to take even a single point. It gives you -3 AoE armor at level 1. Yeah, either you leave the stun at level 3 or Greevil's Greed at level 3, but you really should max or at least take 1 point Acid Spray. So, in terms of how their strategy will differ this game, they've gone for Nature's Prophet. And it gives them a hero that can set up kills for the Alchemist. He's a better tandem partner than a Bounty Hunter in terms of his mobility. So Prophet can show up out of anywhere. He'll give you some additional disable later on with the Scythe of Ice. Of course, they won't have track gold this game. And even with track gold last game, they've really struggled to keep the pace. So I do worry a bit for Team Empire as far as what they can accomplish here. iCCup now working on their third hero. They'll pick up a Crystal Maiden, and they get a very strong, aggressive support. Interesting pick. I'm not sure how they're going to lane this. They haven't shown a whole lot about their draft. Sure, they've shown their supports. You see the Treant Weaver combo, but you don't know where the Weaver's laning. You imagine he'll go off lane, but it doesn't have to be the case, and you don't know who the solo mid's going to be. Makes it hard for Team Empire to really respond and react. Whereas for Team Empire, they've tipped their hand, more or less. You know exactly what they're doing. Safe lane Alk, probably rushing to Shadowblade. Bane is the support in that lane. Could be roaming, but definitely a safe lane Alk. Off lane Prophet almost certainly will be the pick for Empire. So on the side of Empire, it's much more clear what they're going to do, whereas iCCup, they can run a solo mid Weaver, they can run an off lane Weaver, they can run a safe lane Weaver, and an aggressive Triumph. With Treant, Crystal Maiden +1, the world is wide open. They've got plenty of options here. Empire still looking for another support. They'll go for their solo mid now, though. They'll hold off on the support. They'll pick up a Puck. Great hero against Weaver. Much needed silence. Much needed lockdown. I felt they were a bit light on that last game. They had an Alk. They had a Bounty Hunter. But they just didn't have a great team fight hero. Whereas iCCup had Sand King, they had Leshrac, they had Dragon Knight. They had a lot of stuns, a lot of burst damage. This gives them a much better chance of killing the Weaver in the mid game. 2 natural Hex carriers. Still the Bane Alchemist stun combination, and on top of it, you've got the silence from Puck. So I think Empire have a much better lineup to gank this Weaver in the mid game. Their lineup does feel a tiny bit greedy, though. A support that needs level 6 in the Bane, 3 solos that need a lot, and iCCup will go Storm now. This almost certainly will prompt a Lifestealer ban from Empire, because if they don't ban it, then you've given away Treant Weaver and Storm Spirit Lifestealer, and those 2 pairs are very potent. Storm, well, it's a ballsy pick this game. Storm is pretty vulnerable to Bane. Fiend's Grip can really punish him. Alk Stun is not that big of a deal unless you've been slept first. And also the Puck Silence. The Fiend's Grip and the Puck Silence, the 2 big ways to really blow up a Storm Spirit in the mid game, both available for Team Empire. So, a confident pick. They'll actually ban a Lone Druid instead. And I think iCCup are going to happily pick up a Lifestealer now. He can lane well against Nature's Prophet. They could even aggressive Triline against this Alk, I feel. Bane, Alk +1. Well, what will that one be? It won't be a Visage. It could maybe be a Keeper of the Light, but a Weaver Crystal Maiden Treant tri-lane, or even just a Weaver Crystal Maiden dual lane and a Treant elsewhere on the map is a very strong lane, whether the Treant's in the lane or not. They'll go anti-mage, so support Alk now. Okay, well, this is a decent anti-mage game. Storm's one of the better heroes to gank him, but also very vulnerable to being blown up. They don't have much lockdown on iCCup side. They've got the Treant root, but you can Manta out of it. The Frostbite, but you can also Manta out of that. So this is where iCCup, if they go for a lifesteal, he'll need an Abyssal Blade in the mid game. Certainly a Basher. And if he gets farmed, eventually Empire will have this late. There's no way iCCup can contest them late game unless they go for some super hard carry. And they won't. They'll go for a Razor here. They're probably going to aggressive tri-lane a Razor Crystal Maiden. Maybe +1. We'll have to see how they lane this. Razor lanes well against Nature's Prophet, too. You can just go on him with the damage sap. I forget the name of it for some reason. It's the Static Link. Brain wasn't working, but yeah, you can just go on the Prophet with Static Link, and he just has to back off. Treants don't really hurt you too much early on. But we'll introduce the teams first, then we'll get into the game. It's a 1-game lead in the best of 3 for Team iCCup. They are leading 1-0. If they win this game, they move on to the next round. Jackal on the Weaver. We'll have Mag handling the Razor. Towards the top lane, we just Zik playing the Treant Protector. Always want to fly on the Crystal Maiden, and then solo mid. It'll be a Resolution, I think the most exciting player on this team for sure, playing the Storm Spirit. On the dire side, you've got Team Empire, a big name from earlier this year, but have not necessarily had the biggest performances as of late. Still struggling to really find their footing and their rhythm. Scandal, your solo mid puck. Light of Heaven on the Nature's Prophet. Towards the top lane will be FNG as support Alk. Below your brain on the Anti-Mage, and Sunlight handling the Bane. They'll run a defensive tri-lane with a support Alk, so it's a double melee tri-lane. They've got 2 single target stuns. I don't think this tri-lane is going to go well for Empire. iCCup have Living Armor on their side. They don't really need to use Living Armor on the Weaver. Even though Weaver Living Armor is amazingly good, he does well against Prophet 1v1 anyway. So iCCup should be able to win this